Activision's real strategy with Rebirth Island in CODM is to borrow a proven engagement formula. A compact, high-action map that keeps matches short, deaths frequent, and players constantly re-queuing. It is less about just adding a map, and more about building a mode that increases retention, boosts daily playtime, and gives CODM a familiar Warzone-style identity. Why Rebirth matters. Rebirth Island works because it sits in the sweet spot between Battle Royale and multiplayer. The map is small enough to force fights almost immediately, but still big enough to feel like a real survival mode, which makes it ideal for players who want intensity without long empty rotations. For Activision, that means stronger session frequency. A map like this keeps players in a loop of drop, fight, respawn, and repeat, which is exactly the kind of design that supports long-term engagement and live service momentum. The deeper strategy is brand alignment. Rebirth Island is one of the most recognizable names in the Call of Duty ecosystem, and bringing it into CODM makes the mobile version feel closer to the mainline Warzone identity while still fitting mobile-friendly match pacing. It also creates content freshness without having to invent a completely new formula. Reusing a famous map with modernized presentation lets Activision generate hype, marketing beats, and creator-driven coverage while reducing the risk of introducing an untested VR concept. CODM already has a massive audience, so Activision does not need to gamble on a radical shift. Instead, the strategy is to keep the game familiar but more eventful, especially by leaning into fast respawn, mid-sized map combat that appeals to both casual and skilled players. In practical terms, Rebirth Island helps CODM compete for attention in a mobile market where short, repeatable matches are often more valuable than huge, slow survival experiences. It is a retention play, a nostalgia play, and a marketing play all at once. Here's a clean YouTube essay version you can use. Rebirth Island is not just another map drop in COD Mobile. It is Activision's way of telling players exactly what kind of experience they want CODM to represent: fast, familiar, and endlessly replayable. For years, Battle Royale games have struggled with one simple problem: size can become boredom. A huge map sounds impressive, but if players spend too much time looting, rotating, and waiting for action, the match starts to feel slow. Rebirth Island solves that problem. It compresses the Battle Royale experience into a tighter space where combat happens quickly, decisions matter faster, and every match feels like it has momentum. That is why the map is so valuable to Activision. Rebirth Island is not being added only because it is popular. It is being added because it works. It keeps players in the match loop longer, pushes them toward repeated games, and creates the kind of high-intensity experience that is perfect for mobile. On CODM, that matters even more, because mobile players usually prefer shorter sessions and faster payoffs. There is also a branding angle here. Rebirth Island is not random nostalgia. It is one of the most recognizable locations in the Call of Duty universe, and that recognition has value. When Activision brings a map like this into CODM, it strengthens the connection between mobile and the wider Call of Duty ecosystem. Players who know Warzone immediately understand the reference, and players who don't still get a polished, familiar-feeling mode with strong identity. The smartest part of the strategy is that Activision does not need to reinvent Battle Royale every time. Instead, it can take a proven format, modernize the presentation, and let the community do the marketing. A map like Rebirth Island generates discussion, gameplay clips, guide videos, and hype all by itself. In a live service game, that kind of attention is priceless. So the real strategy is simple. Keep CODM exciting without breaking its identity. Rebirth Island gives Activision a way to increase engagement, borrow prestige from Warzone, and deliver a mode that feels competitive, social, and replayable. In other words, it is not just content, it is a retention engine.